Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. So, quick question for you. Did you know that without a standardized system in place, up to 20%, a full fifth of an enterprise's global sales data can end up with pricing discrepancies? It's honestly a staggering number. And that's exactly why I'm so thrilled to have you here today, because we are tackling the foundational concept that, literally fixes that. We're talking about something that completely transforms how modern enterprises manage their revenue. If you've ever sat there and wondered how massive global companies keep their sales data organized, track millions of transactions, and make absolutely sure every single customer gets exactly the right pricing without causing a massive administrative meltdown, then you are definitely in the right place. We're going to unpack the critical importance of organizing global sales data by looking at exactly how the SAP Sales Area functions. It is the absolute backbone of the order-to-cash process, and honestly, mastering how it works is a total game changer for digital transformation.
Okay. Let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start off with the order-to-cash backbone. Then we'll unpack the 3 pillars of sales areas, explore how this actually drives real business growth, take a look at the real-world Rasta Infotech approach, and finally, wrap up with why all of this actually matters.
All right, moving right along to Section 1, the order-to-cash backbone.
So, I want you to imagine a massive global company trying to operate without a centralized sales structure. Just picture the absolute chaos of unorganized data for a second. We're talking pricing errors, lost orders, literally zero visibility into what products are actually making money, and teams essentially just guessing at their regional performance. It is a total logistical nightmare. But enter the SAP Sales Area. It basically acts as this structural savior to bring order to all that chaos and perfectly streamline the entire process, from the very second a customer places an order right up until that cash hits the bank. Now, a sales area is a critical organizational unit within SAP, and its main job is to seamlessly integrate 3 very distinct elements: the sales organization, the distribution channel, and the division. But what does that actually mean in practice? Well, it means this whole framework is assigned to specific customers and individual transactions. When a transaction happens, the system automatically knows the exact rules of engagement. This integration guarantees accurate pricing, ensures flawless reporting, and enables super precise revenue tracking. It literally takes all the guesswork out of the equation.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 2, the 3 pillars of sales areas.
To really grasp how the SAP Sales Area functions, we kind of need to break down its anatomy. I like to think of the sales area as a 3-legged stool. If one leg is off or, just incorrectly configured, the entire data structure wobbles and completely falls apart. All 3 components absolutely must function perfectly in unison. So the first leg of this stool is the sales organization. This is the company's main selling unit. It's directly responsible for negotiating sales terms and managing the revenue. You can basically think of this as the foundational legal and selling entity for the business. So as an example, if your company operates in North America and Europe, you'd likely have a distinct sales organization for each of those regions. This unit holds the ultimate responsibility for things like product liability and any customer claims. It's the very highest level of sales organization within this framework, anchoring everything else to the real-world legal and financial realities of the business.
Okay, so the second pillar is the distribution channel. This represents the physical or digital path through which your products or services actually reach your customers. We're talking typical examples here, like retail, wholesale, or online direct-to-consumer sales. Now, what's really interesting about this is how it solves a massive, real-world problem. By defining the distribution channel right at the transaction level, the SAP system makes absolutely sure that your wholesale clients, the ones buying in huge bulk, don't accidentally get charged standard retail pricing. It automatically applies the correct sales strategies, the right pricing, and specific conditions based strictly on how that customer is buying. It's so smart.
And then we have the third and final pillar, which is the division. A division is really just a simple way to group products or services into specific categories. Now, why do we do this? Well, because it allows businesses to run deeply segmented reporting and analysis. For instance, think of a massive electronics company. They might have one division strictly for laptops and an entirely separate division for home appliances. By categorizing products this way, businesses can clearly see exactly which product categories are driving their success and, crucially, which ones are maybe lagging behind. So when you combine this division with the distribution channel and the sales organization, boom, you finally have your complete, highly functional SAP sales area, the whole shebang.
All right, let's keep this momentum going into Section 3, driving real business growth. Now, it is one thing to sit here and understand the theoretical building blocks of SAP, but it's another entirely to see how they generate tangible, real-world business value. Because this isn't just some abstract IT exercise, right? It is a foundational framework for massive enterprise scalability.
So the crucial point is, when these three pillars are correctly integrated into a sales area, they unlock 4 key growth factors. Let's walk through these really quickly. First up, customer segmentation. Because your data is perfectly organized by region, channel, and product, you can enable highly tailored market strategies for totally different demographics. Second, pricing control. The sales area attributes ensure absolutely correct price determination every single time. No more guessing. Third, revenue tracking. You don't just see this vague total revenue number anymore. You get incredibly granular insights into your performance across very specific channels and divisions. And fourth, digital transformation. Having this highly organized data enables seamless module integration across the board. Together, these 4 elements combined drive massive, sustainable enterprise growth. And actually, building on that last point about digital transformation, it's super important to highlight how this structured data serves as the main launchpad for broader automation across the entire business. A well-defined sales area supports absolutely seamless integration with other vital SAP modules. For example, it connects effortlessly with which stands for Materials Management, SD, Sales and Distribution, and FI, Financial Accounting. And because the sales area organizes the data so cleanly right at the point of sale, that pristine data just cascades perfectly down into inventory management and financial reporting. And the best part, it does all of this without requiring any messy manual intervention.
Let's jump right into Section 4, the Rasta Infotech approach.
Which brings us to a very direct question for all of you focused learners out there. We've talked about the theory, but how do enterprises actually implement this? I mean, it sounds great on paper, but getting a massive global business to adopt this kind of structural discipline requires serious expertise. So to answer this, we're going to look at a real-world case study featuring a true leader in this space. The source material specifically highlights Rasta Infotech, and they are a recognized leader in digital transformation and SAP consulting services. They essentially reverse engineer these SAP components to totally future-proof their clients' omnichannel strategies. Now, Rasta Infotech focuses their execution on 4 key areas. First off, they implement customized sales area structures that are designed specifically for long-term scalability. Second, they optimize those distribution channels we talked about to ensure omnichannel strategies work absolutely flawlessly. Third, they align divisions with complex product portfolios for much better, cleaner reporting. And finally, they provide end-to-end SAP support. And that covers literally everything from the initial implementation to custom tweaks and ongoing lifecycle management. They really demonstrate how leveraging these core SAP tools correctly is the absolute secret to optimized workflows.
Let's move to our final section, Section 5, Why It All Matters, and see how this builds up to the big picture.
So, what are the actual real-world stakes for the client here? We've unpacked the framework, we've seen how top-tier consultants apply it, but what is the ultimate payoff? Well, there are 4 massive benefits for enterprises that manage to get this right. Number 1 is efficiency. A streamlined order-to-cash cycle dramatically reduces those costly manual errors. Number 2 is scalability. These flexible structures can easily adapt to new markets and entirely new product lines without breaking a sweat. Number 3 is compliance. By assigning transactions to a specific sales organization, you ensure incredibly accurate tax and legal reporting across totally different global regions. And number 4 is customer experience. Businesses can deliver highly personalized engagement through these deeply segmented sales strategies. And this brilliantly illustrates how this organized data structure creates both strict operational compliance and an incredibly frictionless experience for the customer. It's a total win-win.
To truly appreciate this, let's just compare 2 different realities for a second. On one side, you have a rigid, unorganized setup. It's characterized by manual errors, poor tracking, and stagnant growth. Honestly, trying to expand into a new country with this kind of setup means an absolute mountain of administrative work and, let's be real, inevitable mistakes. On the other side, though, you have the flexible SAP Sales Area setup. It is inherently adaptable to new markets and products, providing really holistic business management. When you want to expand into a new region, you don't panic. You simply configure a new sales organization, map your channels and divisions to it, and you're good to go. It literally scales with you instantly. So, as we wrap up today's explainer on exactly how the SAP Sales Area functions, I want to leave you with a somewhat provocative question to chew on regarding your own enterprise systems. I want you to look at the data structures you interact with every single day and ask yourself, is your sales structure actually built to scale, or is it just built to survive? Because a robust setup that fully integrates your sales organization, distribution channel, and division, that isn't just some basic IT requirement. It is the literal digital foundation of your entire company's future growth. Thank you so much for joining me today to unpack this absolutely essential business framework. Keep learning, keep evaluating your systems, and I will see you in the next explainer.